What's up, guys? Tonight, let's talk about taking a journey, right? A journey to where before you even took the first step, you had to ask yourself a series of questions. And those questions were questions like, am I at in life where I want to be? Am I being complacent? Am I not fulfilling my evolutionary role to be the best human being I possibly can? Am I doing everything I can to forward my life and better my life for me, myself, and my family and my people? Am I giving myself the opportunities to succeed? You know, am I controlling what I can control? And what can I do to make it better, to elevate myself? And what sacrifices am I going to have to make? Am I going to have the resolve to be able to push through what I need to turn this page in my chapter of my life and become, the next level up? And, not fall into that trap of self-pity and that trap of, same old, and just, complaining about everything in life and not doing anything to fix it, and not taking any steps to fix it. Are those the questions you're asking yourself? And if you are, then you're ready to take a journey. If you're answering those questions honestly to yourself, if you're looking in the mirror, staring yourself in the eyes, and you genuinely don't like what you're looking at, and you feel like you're trapped in a box, and you're very unhappy because of your positioning in whatever aspect of life that you're in, but you're trapped and you want to get out and you want to level up and elevate. If you've been feeling that way, then maybe it's time for you to start taking some steps. Maybe it's time for you to step outside your norm, outside your box you put yourself in. Maybe it's time for you to explore other options in life. And what I mean by that is that everybody is entitled, I don't say entitled, but everybody has the opportunity to be something better, to have the opportunity to grow, to be better, to be more educated or better fit, health, better skilled, whatever the deal is. Everybody has room for growth. And what I've come to the conclusion is that, like in my own life, in the last couple of years, last 2 or 3 years or so, I have battled battle after battle after battle after battle. And it really beat me down really bad. It was bad for my health. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like where I was going career-wise. I was struggling in other aspects of my life as well. And growing the relationship between me and my son, things like that. I decided that, maybe 6 months ago or something like that, maybe more than that, maybe 8 months ago, that I wanted to change. So I pushed through my self-doubt as best I could, and I started incorporating things into my routine, and I made myself every single day do things I didn't want to do, like, go to the gym and stuff. I started going to the gym. I started taking, doing stuff that I've been wanting to do for years, but, I just didn't have the motivation. I always had an excuse that I didn't have time. I used to do this stuff years ago, and when I was a little bit better health, but I let myself get put into a box, and I kept myself inside that box, and I got complacent. And it took life roundhousing me right in the mouth to figure out that, it was about time for a change. And so I took all the steps I needed that I deemed necessary with the advice of others to try to get my life in a different direction. So, what I'm getting at, guys, is that, if you're feeling trapped and you feel like there's no way out, and you feel like you're in a place in your life where, there is no ulterior, alternate reality for you. There's just no moving forward. There's no getting outside of the box. It's time for you to take a gut check. Time for you to take a long walk. Time for you to look in the mirror and stare at yourself for a few minutes and ask yourself those questions. Are you ready to move forward? Are you ready to elevate? Are you ready to take the next steps? Are you ready to sacrifice? Are you ready to, put the work in, mostly. You know, sacrifice sometimes isn't even necessary. It's about, are you ready to dig deep and put that work in to be successful, or to meet your goals, or to change your life, or, you know, whatever the deal is that you feel like you're trapped, you know, and there's no way out. I promise you that there is. Even in the grimmest outlooks, guys. I mean, I had a pretty grim outlook, you know, myself, and I struggled, and I had to fight through it, and I still am in a lot of ways. But I guess what I'm getting at is that, you know, if you're at a point in your life where you're ready to do something different, if you feel it in your soul pulling you out, you need to follow that. You need to follow that. Right? If you feel it in your heart, in your soul, that it's time for you to move on, or not necessarily move on, but move forward and move up, or, you know, change, do something different, get yourself out of your funk, then if you feel that pull, it's time to take that pull to heart and move and do something about yourself. Like I said, guys, in previous videos I've posted, you can't expect things out of life that you can't control. You can't expect things to come to you, you know, because life isn't in your control. The only thing you can control is yourself. And what you can do for yourself is a whole lot. I mean, you could do a whole lot for yourself to give yourself an edge, to move up, to be stronger, to be, you know, more resilient, you know. And that's the thing about life to me, is that life is a constant evolution of self. And if you're not contributing to your continual evolution, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to evolve and push everybody out of your life, because I've heard people say that before, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is self-evolution. You know, putting yourself in a position where you can make goals, set goals, make them, get yourself in a position where you can be more educated, where you can be more healthy, where you can do all the things that you aspire to do, or that you feel weak in, that you need to grow stronger in, you know. And that's when you need to take that long, hard walk and cycle your brain and figure things out, and ask yourself the tough questions. Look yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and tell yourself, am I happy with the way I look? Am I happy with my education? Am I happy with my work, you know, where I'm at work? Am I happy with my love life? Am I happy with this, happy with that? Now, you know, of course, not all of that is generic, you know, verbiage for, you know, how you treat different situations differently. You know, you don't approach everything the same way. But what I'm getting at is, in a general aspect, you need to be doing a self-check. And if you feel your soul pulling yourself in a direction, it's about time for you to take that and run with it, because that's the only way you bust out of the matrix. And, you know, I have been battling, and I'm just been struggling so bad to try and live a different life than I lived before, and I'm fighting myself so hard on it. But at the same time, I feel it in my soul. I feel something pulling me, like somebody shot a harpoon right through my chest, and they're pulling me to them, you know. And I have to pursue the goals. I have to elevate. I have to take a journey. I have to take a journey, and I have to make this walk, and I have to do it on my own, and I have to elevate myself to the next level, because the universe is pulling me that direction. And so I've taken what steps I deem necessary to elevate myself for the wellness of my own self, and for the future wellness of my child, you know, my youngin'. And I want to give him the best possible life that I can provide, but also myself. I need to give myself the best possible life I can provide for myself too. I mean, a lot less stress environments. You know, I mean, like the toxicity that I've allowed to sit in my life, I've been just cutting it out like left and right. Having those long, hard talks with people, man, you know, sometimes you have to do that too. And you have to let people know that certain things are not okay anymore, and you have to take a stand. And that's part of your journey of evolution, and or not even evolution in this fact of like long term, even the short term, just self-preservation and self-motivation, and getting yourself up on the next level, and having the rigidity of soul and mind to be able to come through that on the other side victorious. and achieving your goals. And when you feel that string, you know, that's pulling you in the direction that you feel like the universe is pulling you, when that string loosens a little bit, then you know you have made the next level, and you can take a breath. And then, you know, life will come at you again with another string eventually and want you to evolve even more. But like, as people, and I think a lot of our problems in humanity right now, especially like with social media and everything, is that people are just not taking these journeys. They're not doing it. They're staying in their same mundane routines. They're not breaking any cycles whatsoever. They stay in the same cycles, the same love cycles, the same romance cycles, the same work cycles, the same physical health cycles. Everything's the same, and they're not changing anything. And they're in their routine, and they're locked in, and they're in that forever. And then they get complacent, and then they get, you know, kind of like depressed that they're in a position to where they're not really wanting to change anything about what they're doing. And at the same time, they want change to happen, but they don't want to put the work in. It's a big conundrum. And I think that's a lot of people's problem nowadays. That's why depression and anxiety is so high, is because people are just not willing to put the work in and fight through the tough emotions and fight through the hard times and just, you know, get that energy out, that negative energy out, and try to put some positive energy in. I don't think people are doing that anymore. I see that people get into these cycles and then they suffer long before they actually have to. You know, they worry about things long before they have to, and they put themselves in a box, and they put other people in boxes too, and they shut them out and things like that. It's like, that's the reason why I think a lot of people nowadays is unhappy, and they're not taking that journey of self-evolution, of self-care, self-worth, and building confidence, and just putting yourself in a position to where you can be better than you were yesterday, every single day, you know. And it doesn't take much. Every single day you can set a small goal, and you can achieve that goal, right? Little small goals every single day. And the more of those you set, the more of those you make, then your routine changes. And then the next thing you know, you're having a complete lifestyle change, and you're happy with the results that you're bearing from it. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is that it's time for you to take a journey with yourself. You need to do deep soul searching and ask yourself those really hard questions, and get yourself in a position to where you can answer those questions and honestly, and then you can take that information that you know about yourself now and then build yourself a plan to get out of the matrix, get out of the box, get out of the mundane routine, and elevate to the next level and be somebody that you were actually truly meant to be the person that you were truly meant to be. And you're not just boxing yourself in and all the wonderful things about you that can just improve and make you just this awesome person. You're not stifling that stuff. You're giving it the opportunity to grow. And guys, I mean, that is the journey that I think everyone should take. And I am definitely at this point in my life taking that exact same journey. Here at 40 years old, I am just pushing through and making that change as well, and taking that journey. I've taken this journey before, but not at this level. And I just think, guys, that if we start doing that more often, that we will find that our lives will be more fulfilling in the end, and that our results for our life, as far as our, you know, satisfaction of what we've contributed, will be great. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you like this content, and I'll see you guys on the next time.